This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And happy Halloween, everyone. Today I have two scary campfire stories that I know. And I'm going to figure out how to do this. I'm going to see if I can maybe put together some spooky background just with my regular logo. Maybe put up a campfire. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for my image yet, but in the background, but I want to make it look a little creepier. I don't know if I'll be able to mess with the logo at all because, well, the introduction, since I don't have access to Premiere and it's pretty bad editing software I still have right now until I get my whole computer back. So, I do hope you enjoyed the story of the Vindo Viper and the story of the Drip. These stories both were not created by me. They're campfire stories that I know, written by, of course, someone else, and I'm telling them how I remember them, so it's not going to be the exact version you're going to get. So I do hope you enjoy. These get, one of these is especially dark, the other isn't too dark, and it'll be a level of kind of, maturity, so if you could barely make it through the first one, then I don't think you'll be able to make it through the second one. And I do hope you like them and enjoy. You can look these up on Google. I am not the original creator of these, I am just retelling them for kind of just the fun of it. There's some spooky to do on Halloween. Look out in probably half an hour I'll have my update for what's going to be out next week. So, let's get into it. I've also got some little commentary after the end of each story just to explain some stuff in it. And now let's go into it, starting up with the Vindo Viper. A man who has recently moved into a new house is beginning to settle in, and then one day he gets a phone call. Since this is an older time and there's such thing he has caller ID, he answers and hears, "I am the Vindo Viper, and I'll be there in 1 week." Just taking this as a simple prank, the man hangs up the phone and goes about his day normally. But this is not the last of it. A few days later, he gets a call once again. Answering, he hears the man once again, "I am the Vindo Viper, and I will be there in 4 days." Now, the man is still nervous, but again, he thinks that this is just someone messing with him. So, he hangs up once again. A few days later, once again he gets the call, "I am the Vindo Viper, and I will be there in 2 days." Now, the guy's starting to get really creeped out. He doesn't really know what to do, but he just decides to still take it as a joke now, hoping that nothing else will happen. The next day, he once again gets a call. And once again, he answers, "I am the Vindo Viper, and I will be there in 1 day." Now, man, he is really starting to panic. He doesn't know what to do, but he's nearly sure himself, this is just a prank. It's just a prank, he tells himself. But nearly exactly 23 hours later, he once again gets a call. "I am the Vindo Viper. I will be there in 1 hour." Now the man, he's truly starting to panic. He doesn't know what to do. He even starts to think, "What is this Vindo Viper? What's he going to do to me?" And wondering what's going to happen. The man doesn't realize how much time has passed. And once again gets a phone call. "I am the Vindo Viper, and I will be there in 5 minutes." on the man. He is starting to panic. What's he gonna do? What is this Viper gonna do to him? What should he do? He runs outside to his car to try to get away. Trying to start it. The car won't start. The battery is dead. The man runs back inside and calls the police. They say they'll be right over. And the man, a few minutes later, hears a knock at the door. He slowly opens the door to see if it's the police. Looking outside of the door, he sees a short man with some window cleaning supplies saying, "Hello, I am the Vindo Viper, and I'm here to wash your windows like I do every month." Okay, so, it's not as much of a scary story as you could tell. It's just a funny one. The fun joke ending. And the one I've heard on some camping trips, and just thought it'd be fun to share with you. Of course, just to build the tension, and he's supposed to have an accent, which is the confusion. It's just a little joke story. I don't meant to be offensive or anything. I also hope you don't take it that way. It's just a fun story. I do hope you enjoyed this one, and now let's go take a look at the next story. The story of the drip, and this one actually is a pretty creepy story still. If you definitely couldn't make it through this one, I would not recommend listening to this one. But if you're brave enough, I do hope you enjoy. A girl is left home alone while her parents go to business meetings. And while listening to the radio, she hears something over it. She hears that a lunatic has escaped from the local asylum, and the person on the radio urges everyone to lock their doors and windows and to stay indoors. The girl is scared, but she has her trusty and loyal dog with her. So she has the dog come with her as she goes and locks every door and window in the house. Now, the girl spends the rest of the day doing stuff around the house, and because she can't fall asleep, since she's still a little nervous, she eventually is able to make herself get into her bed and lays down. For comfort, she puts her hand under her bed and she feels her dog lick it, which she does for comfort, and she falls asleep. She wakes up once again about an hour later and hears a sound: drip, drip, drip. She's a little creeped out by it, but just decides to ignore it for now. She puts her hand under her bed and feels it being licked. Satisfied, she falls back asleep, but is woken up once again about an hour later. Once again, she hears the sound: drip, drip, drip. Now, she's a little worried. Again, decides to go and tighten the faucet in the sink. She puts her hand once again under her bed and feels it being licked. Giving her confidence, she gets up, goes to the kitchen, and makes sure that the faucet on the sink has been tightened all the way. She now gets back into her bed, and once again puts her hands down and feels it being licked, and once again goes back to sleep. But again, an hour later, she hears the sound: drip, drip, drip. Confused and a little frightened again, she puts her hand into her bed and feels it being licked. And she goes once again to the kitchen and makes sure that the kitchen sink has been properly closed, and there's just no problem. She goes once again back to her room, lays down on her bed, and then puts her hands down and feels it being licked once again. But then, before she can fall asleep, she hears it once again: drip, drip, drip. And then she realizes it could be from the bathroom. So, one final time, she puts her hand down under her bed, feels it being licked, and gets up. She now begins to walk to the bathroom of the house, and as she gets closer, the sound gets louder and louder. Drip, 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 drip. She gets closer and closer in and opens the door. She first checks the faucet in the sink and sees that it seems closed. But then she still hears it drip, 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 drip. And she turns and goes to check the shower. Opening the curtain, she screams as she sees a horrible sight. Her dog lies dead in the bathtub, hung up on the wall, and there, written in blood, it says, "Not only dogs lick hands." And that is the end of the drip. And that one's a little creepier and a little more disturbing. It's still a creepy story I wanted to tell. It's a fun and kind of dark story. I'll definitely build up suspension with the dripping sound. I'm going to like to remind you that I have not written either of these stories. I am retelling them the way I was told them, but they were written by someone else. And looking at them, I had a lot of fun listening and while telling you them. I just like to tell them, and I'll note with the Vindo Viper, I do not include the W when I write it out, and it's since the person has trouble pronouncing the W, so I think it's better for the joke to have it as Vindow with no W at the end. And I'm just letting you know that because that'll be down in the comments in case if you want to look it up. It's typically under either the Viper or the Vindow, Viper with the W at the end. And the other one should just be under the drip. So I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a happy Halloween. And brief question. If you're dressing up this year, what are you going to dress up for as Halloween? Personally, I'm going to dress up as America's Greatest Hero. And I'll give you a chance to guess. Is it Superman? Is it Batman? Is it someone else? If you want to know, I will tell you who I've been dressed up as in the weekly review. So, go check that out, where I will reveal the answer. Actually, I can make it out. I'll have a separate video that will come out at 10:30 Central Time. I will tell you who I have dressed up as. Well, dressed up as is for Halloween. And I'll just give you some time, about an hour, to go and guess in the comments. I hope you have fun, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.